Video tutorials by Andrew Buckle. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you how you can use a circle or a custom shape or anything like that as a shape layer and use it as a 3D model, and also use instances to actually extend that to even more designs. So now first thing to do, just going to go to the circle and make sure it's shape. I've got fill there, and I'm just going to add one circle there and hold down the shift and create another one, just so I can have a interesting combination design. So got that. Now what I can do is just go to 3D and a new 3D extrusion from selected layer. Now it doesn't look very much first time you go into it. I'm just going to rotate that around so you can actually see it. And I quite like to actually do cat shadow, car shadow, turn those off. Don't particularly want those. It's perfectly okay, but I just think it always just seems to add a bit of. So just going to extrusion. I'm going to push that out to the fair limits, and then I'm going to go to this section, and you can now use a twist. So you can see now you can actually modify and make it even much more interesting just using these deformation axes. So you can create some interesting ones there by doing twirls. You can see the twirl goes in, and you can click there, and you can see you can make different twirls. Also you can taper, so you can just taper those, so you can just see it sort of like swirling in around that. It goes around all the way. That one there doesn't twist as much. Okay, so I've got that design. Next thing I'm going to do, and I'm just going to reset the coordinates. So just reset the coordinate. I know it sort of means you can't, but I just like to start from a nice point at this point. So first thing, just go over to the 3D. Now, you can't see 3D, it's window and 3D. Should have said properties is here as well. Now, I've got ellipse selected. What I want to do then is instance object. So what it does, it creates a new object. So if you change the object, the whole thing, duplicate, create separate, instance, you actually create just a copy of it that can be tweaked on the basis of the first one. So you can just modify it and then it's reflected. So just going to instance object. Now at this point, it doesn't seem to do anything. It doesn't. You've got just, you know, this little entry there, just down there in this 3D. You've got ellipse 1, ellipse 1, 1. You think that would maybe been a bit more, but maybe A or something, or B or something. But anyway, ellipse 1, 1. That's an instance. Now what you can do then is go over here, and unfortunately there's no instance and multiple transformation copy. It would be nice. So I'm going to use transformation. So I'm just going to now go over here, and I could of course do 10 or 20. You could do it in small numbers, but obviously take the video take longer and longer. So just going to go for 45. And you can see straight away you've got 45 there, and then go over here again, and again it's instance object, and you get another copy, and then you can go and enter 90, and then another one. You're going to instance object and 135. Now, if you don't actually get a particularly great result, and sometimes it depends on really the design, and I'm not going to go through every single step because I could go 135, 108, whatever. Just go through the whole lot. It'd be crazy. But you can, no, I don't want to do that, move that. So I just was actually moving that instance. Key thing here, scene. That's the key thing, scene. Just click on there, and then you can just rotate it around. You can see the design there. So you've got sort of quite an interesting design there. But let's say again, I could have gone for instances of like 10, 20, 30 and made a far more sort of packed object, and also use the other angles as well. Because I mean it's three-dimensional, you could have actually had them coming out the other way as well. It takes time. So now I've got that, I can actually go back to the original design as well. So I mean I don't have to just continue it, keep that one. I can actually turn around and say, well, I don't really want that. I can change the extrusion, and you can see what happens. And I could, like say, if I continued on with all going all around the whole circle, I could have sphere, I suppose, being three-dimensional, you could actually modify that. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just modify that. And also you can actually modify the actual shape. So I can just quickly go there, and twists as well can be changed. You can see that will changed as well. So that can twist. And you can create it, of course you can zoom in as well. So I'm going to go back to the scene and then just quickly zoom in to see it maybe a slightly better model than before. And again, go back to the ellipse and maybe choose one of the, you can create different designs very quick and simple just by selecting those, and sometimes some work better than others. I'll just select that one. Now, what you can of course do, you can also go here and change the taper as well. So if you want, you can actually make it expand out. I think personally that one's better, and the twist again like that. Now, once you're happy with the design, and again, of course, you've actually even got this as well as another option. You can actually use the shear to change the design, bend and shear. That goes off from there. Right, got that design. Once you're happy with it, what you can do then, of course, you can either render it, just go down to 3D and render 3D layer, or you can do what I often do, basically flatten image, click OK, and then you've got the 3D design, which of course can be used maybe for a brush stroke or used as just a layer and just move it around and combine multiple copies. So I've actually created that with that in mind. I could then duplicate multiple copies of that. Hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.